for joining us.
The following is a sponsored program paid for by Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX Results. Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX Results, and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning, Andy Brownell and Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results. It's Saturday morning on News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning. I am loving this weather.
Yes,
3 days in a row. I'm just digging it. I'm thinking it's coming. Summer is really coming.
I see that the forecast next week is cooler, but not horribly cooler, like 60s.
Yeah, even tomorrow is cooler, but we were so lucky because, I sit on the board at the National Eagle Center, and we had a big event in Wabasha on Thursday, and I think it was even nicer than the forecast. And the sky was blue, and I don't know. We had no way of counting, but I can tell you there wasn't a parking spot to be had in all of Main Street of Wabasha or up the side streets or the two parking lots. So I'm going to tell you that I think we had about 500 people at our event.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. And that was, of course, the U.S. Postal Service was unveiling 5 new stamps with the lifespan of an eagle. So the eaglet all the way to the adult eagle. And it was really a cool program. So that was fun. And then I was in Wabasha again yesterday morning because we have a local author who is from Guinea, Africa, and he had completed his first book, and he did his first public presentation on the book here in the U.S. He's done it all over Africa, but he did it here at the Wabasha Library, and it was so cool, fascinating to listen to him talk about growing up in an area that he could stand on the riverbank and say, this is where the boats came in to literally purchase these human beings, slaves, and load them on the boats and ship them away. But obviously sad is the word that comes to mind, but just so interesting to hear the story and so disturbing all at the same time. And I don't know, I really enjoyed the presentation. So we had a lot going on over there this week.
So he made his home in Wabasha now?
Yes.
Wow.
Reed's Landing, actually. It's my neighbor.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So it's very cool. But anyway, in between those events, I was running back and forth from Wabasha to Rochester like crazy all week because I was busy. I've been selling houses. I've been listing houses. And then I've had those events for, board commitments and just community commitments. And,
I saw you were with the Jeremiah Project earlier in the week.
Yes, I was. And today I am going to work. And then I'm actually going over to Faribault. Oh my God, I'm just going to go off track and talk about this listing. Okay, it is a listing I talked about a while back, and it's at 15494 Camp Winona Trail in Faribault. I'm going to be there this afternoon from 1:30 until 3 o'clock. And yeah, it's a little drive over to Faribault. It's worth it, and today it'll really be worth it. And you can come sit on the deck with me and have a glass of lemonade and look at the deck and look at the lake. But this house is built in 1981, so it's not new by any means, but it's a big house. It's 3,969 finished square feet. It has 5 garage stalls. There's even a bathroom in the garage. It has 5 bedrooms and 4 baths, and it is on the lake, okay? It's on Shields Lake. And it has it's over an acre, and it has a nice lake frontage, has its own dock. And this baby, it was listed by a different real estate company last year. They started at $1.2 million. When we put it on the market, we said, the reason you didn't get it sold is you're too high. But it is $1 million house. So we listed it right below $1 million. It still hasn't sold. And honestly, it is not one person who's looked at it has said anything about the price. But we know that by dropping the price, by improving the price, that's what I'm going to say we've done, is we are definitely going to increase our chances of getting it sold very quickly because we all want a lake home. I don't know anybody who wouldn't love to have a lake home. This one is now $895,000.
Oh, goodness.
We just dropped it by another $90,000.
And there's only so many lakeshore properties.
Exactly. And this one is so beautiful. It is such a steal of a deal. Such a steal of a deal. So I hope that today will be the day at my open house that somebody is going to come and say, okay, I saw the price reduction. I know that if I don't get to it, someone's going to beat me to it. So hopefully come visit me today if you're looking for a great lake home with lots and lots of space and a price that is almost too good to be true.
And this one kind of emphasizes what you've talked about in recent weeks, that it's so important to price the homes correctly.
Oh, yeah.
Put them on the market.
And you know what? I'm not gonna say this just because it's me. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I didn't overprice that house. I mean, I felt like it was overpriced when it was first listed by the other company, but I felt like when we listed it just under $1 million, I thought this is a lot of house for the money and a really good deal. But right now, I mean, consumers don't have a lot of confidence. Interest rates are inching up. People are paying a lot of money to fill their gas tanks and to buy groceries, and a lake home is a luxury. And they're thinking, I mean, we can probably do without a lake home. We'll wait a couple of years. We'll wait, see what happens, right? See what happens to the economy. Mm-hmm. We don't know. But I also know that when you price something that's literally head turning and too good to be true, it does sell. It does. You know, we had this happen. I talked about this last week up in Weather Hill. I had 3 beautiful listings up there in a very popular neighborhood. The most expensive one was listed at $2.5 and would appraise all day long at that price, but it didn't sell and it didn't sell. And the conversation went like this between the sellers and I. What do you think the problem is? And I said, the problem is there's not a whole lot of buyers in Rochester, Minnesota paying $2.5 million for a house. And the ones who are typically building their dream home instead of buying somebody else's.
And that being said, Weather Hills is Weather Hills.
Yeah. So we did a price reduction. We dropped it by $150,000. 3 days later, I get a phone call and this guy said, oh my God, I've been watching that house since the day you listed it, and I saw that you dropped the price. I was just hoping that you'd get a price reduction. It's still a little more than I want to spend, but I don't want to lose it, and I want to buy it. And he was out of state, and we did a video tour, and by golly, sold it. The other 2 up there, one of them was $1,200,000. We dropped it by $100,000 to $1,001,000. This week, we went under contract on that one. Third one up there was $1,003,000 when we initially started. It's down to $1,050,000, $250,000 price improvement. We've had a lot of showings, and I feel like we're getting close to getting that one sold too. So it's just about right pricing. You know, there used to be a time where you could just kind of say, you know, I'm going to go like $100,000 more than I really want, just hoping that maybe I'll get $50,000 more than I was counting on. That is not the way to do it. I mean, now it is like, let's take a look again. 53 houses last week when I looked, 53 houses over $1 million on the market in Rochester. So people have options. They've got choices. So if you want them to pick you, it might not be like that over in Faribault on the lake. There might not be one other house on the market over there, especially right on the lake, right? But when you're looking for beautiful houses in Rochester with a couple of acres, it's not that hard to come by. I mean, there are several. So I am very, very happy, thrilled that 2 of my 3 are sold, and I'm going for a trifecta, hoping that third one on Weather Hill will be gone, and then I'll be done talking about Weather Hill for a while.
All right, Robin, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back and chat some more with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group-RE results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM at 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96 to Rochester Real Estate with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE Results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Saturday morning with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group-RE Results on News Talk 1340 KROC AM at 96.9 FM. Robin, so when you have these really nice properties in that price range and for various reasons they're not moving, I guess what I'm getting, are there things you can do that are like out of the box?
Besides pricing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, gosh, that is a great question because I think you know this about me. All the listeners may not, but that's what my degree is in marketing, right? So marketing is what I put a lot of time and energy into. And of course, we have all of our photos staged so that when people are looking online, it looks like a well-appointed, beautiful home that they can imagine themselves living. It's my pet peeve when I go online and look at a listing with empty rooms. It's like, oh my goodness. There's things like data that proves people spend 7 times longer looking at a picture that's furnished versus one that's not.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, but okay. So that is a great question. And actually, there is a builder in town. He's called Luke Steer Design and Build. And he is really cutting edge with his design. He has a large design team and they have some really awesome ideas. And he approached me, which I thought was really awesome, and said, Robin, I'd like to partner up with you because I would love it if I could help you and you could help me. And I said, I'm all about that. So he said, you've got a couple of listings that have been sitting for a while. And he said, maybe it's because they're dated. Maybe it's because people can't imagine what they would look like. He said, if you would allow me, I would like to work with you on this. So we teamed up and he did drawings of both of those, not the big expensive one on Weather Hill, but the $2 million property. Well, that's very expensive too, but the $2 million properties are older properties, whereas the $2 million one was newer. So he actually went in and did designs to what you could do with the house. So if somebody has a hard time imagining, like, I like this house, but I feel like this kitchen's too small. Nowadays, the kitchens are so much bigger, not compartmentalized. How could this look? So he literally did the whole schematic plan and did the photos. So like I have that printed out in the houses, but I also have it digitally where I can send it to somebody who's interested in taking a look at that. Now, clearly, the hopes would be that the people who buy the house love it and say, wow, this guy's good. Maybe I want to call on him to, remodel this house for me.
Absolutely.
So, and I think it could happen. And so I had that done and literally that same week, whether it's, just luck or not, one of the houses sold. And I'm hoping that, I know that the people do plan to do some remodeling. So I hope that it works out in his favor. And I think that what he had planned for that one was beautiful. So anyway, that's one thing that we're doing.
Well, I think that's a great idea because when you look at homes in that price range, and you were talking about new construction, if you add it up to make it the way you want it, you might end up saving money.
You definitely will. And especially because what's the plus of these older homes? They got the primo lots, right?
Yeah.
Because they picked the lots, so they're not building them on what was a cornfield a few years ago, right? They're building these on these gorgeous lots sitting on the edge with the big views and all the stuff, the things that made Weather Hill famous. So anyway, that's one thing, but there are a lot of things. There's a magazine up in the Twin Cities called The Haven. And I've been spending a lot of money in that baby lately, but I'll do like the cover of the magazine and then a 2-page spread on the inside. It's drawn a lot of attention. Actually, it was a link to that magazine that my buyer for my $2 million house found that listing. So yeah, I feel like, whatever we can do to help that client, but it really does circle back to let's really strategically prepare your house for the market, and let's really strategically, carefully price it when we put it on, because we don't want to get into the slippery slope of having to do price reductions. I've got sellers out there that have been through that, and I'm just going to speak for them. It's painful. It's painful.
Sure.
It's not fun.
Well, and you talk about strategically getting the home ready. That applies not to only to the $1 million plus properties. That I imagine that's every property.
You are darn right. I mean, it is back to the days where the cleaner your house is, the quicker it's going to sell. I'm actually floored by the houses I go in when I'm out showing properties and look at the lack of energy that was put into preparing the house for the market. And it matters. It matters. So, I'm one of these people that say, hey, can we get a quote to have your entire house painted fresh? Let's brighten it up in here. Let's make it a more lighter, airy color. I mean, I just listed a house for, oh my gosh, $1,750,000. And I had just sold this house to these same people 3 years back, okay? Now their situation has changed, and they wanted to be closer to grandma. They have a baby, right? So there's just things. And so they love that house, but they wanted to put it on the market. Well, when they bought it, it was full of dark colored paint and different colors in different rooms, because the house was built back in 2009, and that's what was in 2009.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
So I told them, guys, I know that you bought it with these colors, but you guys were really excited about the 35 acres, and so might the next buyer be. But let's just do what we can do to really make your house shine. And I think the first thing is to come through the house, have the entire house painted one color, light and airy, and oh my gosh, what a difference it made. I think when they saw it, they're like, doggone it, why didn't we do this when we bought the house instead of when we're selling the house? And how many times have you heard me say that, Andy?
Many, many, many times.
Yeah, don't wait until you're ready to sell to spend the money.
We had those dark colors back from the 2000s, and
oh gosh, me too. I had eggplant in my bathroom.
It made the house look so much. I mean, not
so
hugely
dark.
Bigger, but bigger by having it light.
It sure does, and it raises my spirits. I love sunlight. I love bright, and so the painter that I referred all the time, over and over, because he does such a good job. And he's so quick, and he's so reasonable. Oh, my gosh. So if anybody needs a painter, you be calling me, because I've got a name and number for you. But he just says, oh, here we go. You're going to want it so light, and these colors are so dark. But I'm counting on you. And, we have other contractors. We have people that will come in and redo your wood floor and make it look brand new. We have people that will come in and replace carpet, and they'll even charge you after the house sells. So, I mean, we have some great resources for you, and those things are really important right now because we want to be best in class when we hit the market, for sure.
I imagine just bringing in a professional cleaner to do a deep clean would help.
Absolutely. Clean is key. Key. Think about your own self when you're out looking at houses, or you're, like sometimes this is terrible, but sometimes you'll be invited to someone's house, like maybe it's for a birthday party or whatever. And I definitely don't go there to judge, okay? Not at all. But if I go and somebody's house is just like in a really messy state, I literally think, oh my gosh, you did not have time to throw this party. I feel like I am such a burden being here, making you host this when clearly you're not ready. It makes me feel bad.
Do you start cleaning up?
I want to, and depending on who it is, I just might. Because, and I get it, people are busy.
All right. Well, Robin, we do have to take a break. We'll get that out of the way, and we'll come right back. Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group-RE results on News Talk 1340 KROC AM at 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.
Tom.
To Rochester Real Estate with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX Results, and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back. Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX Results. It's News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM. And we're at that time of the morning again, Robin, where I ask about any listings you want to share.
Okay. So I've talked about a few that we've done some serious price improvements. I started to talk about the new listing with the 35 acres that got the paint, so I might as well just start there. This one was built in 2009. It's a 2-story. The address is 7254 County Road 117 Southwest Byron, but I just think of it as Southwest Rochester. You know, you just go out
Is that
Salem
like
Road.
Rockdale?
Out by Salem Road a little bit out there. So It's County Road 15, and then you turn on to County Road 117, and then it's a half a mile and you're there. So it's barely outside of Rochester, but the address is Byron. And as I mentioned before, it's a very large house. It has over 6,000 square feet, 6,207. So 2,113 on the main. And then pretty much the same thing upstairs and the same thing downstairs. It sits on 35 acres. Part of it is being farmed by a neighboring farmer, rented out. It has a 3-car attached garage, and then it has a large outbuilding. It has a sand volleyball court. It has a full-size basketball court lit up. It has a big dog kennel. It has obviously a humongous yard. The whole house has been freshly painted, one light, bright, airy color. So check it out online. But this one just hit the market for $1,750,000. Okay.
Wow. That sounds like one heck of a place.
It's gorgeous. And then I have another one that we did a nice price drop. This one is 815 East Center Street. And this one we have had on the market for 50 days, which that means in this price point, it should be sold. It's a gorgeous house. It has a lot of character from its original era. It's an old house. It's 1900, and it's just up the street on East Center Street from the Honkers field, you know?
Yeah.
Honkers baseball field.
I know the area well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3-bed, 2-bath. It has a 3-car garage out back, detached, of course, but was built maybe in the last 15 or 20 years. And it is now, we did a $10,000 price improvement. This baby is now at $269,900. Like, are you kidding me? 3
walking
bedrooms, 2 baths, 3-car garage, and walking distance to downtown for $270,000. So hopefully that will be the magic ticket for that one.
That is an amazing price.
It is. Okay, so the Camp Winona one in Faribault, I already talked about that. You're going to all come and see me at my open house this afternoon at 1:30 and enjoy the lake with me. Then we have 1211 9th Avenue Northwest. We just put this one on the market yesterday. It's a cute little house. 4 beds, 3 bath, little story and a half, over by, what's that neighborhood? Behind... Not
Cook
John
Park?
Marshall. No, think of Sissy Heights, but across the road and then back in that little neighborhood.
Washington School area.
Yes, right behind Washington School. Yeah, you got it. You're good at this. Anyway, that one is 2,550 square feet finished. It has a 1-car detached garage. It has a cute little backyard. It is $300,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's been completely redone inside. The last owners did a lot of stuff. So it's got really nice hardwoods and it's really pretty. It shouldn't last long. We have one at 5509 25th Avenue Northwest. That's brand new. This is a side-by-side townhome, 2 beds, 2 baths, a 1-car garage for $240,000.
See, I just had a conversation with somebody this week about, downsizing because they're my age. Oh, you can't get a townhome for under $450,000. I've said malarkey. Yes. I talk to Robin every week.
I've got that one, and I've got another really nice one. This one's over at 3046 River Falls Road, and this one is 2 beds and 3 baths, and this one was built in 2002, $229,900.
See?
So what do you think of that? Yes, and then over in Wabasha, oh, never mind. We had one, 508 Campbell Ave. Which is right out by the hospital. Sherry listed it and sold it in like a day or two. So that one's gone. Here is another townhome, 5991 Sand Cherry Place in Northwest Rochester. This one has 2 beds, 2 baths, 2-car garage, built in 2004, and it's $273,900.
A ton of them.
Yes. Got a really cool place out in Zumbro Falls. This is 3 beds and 3 baths, all on one level, slab on grade. And it also has a huge, huge outbuilding. I think I did tell you about this one last week because it was coming. It has like a...
Access to the lake, right?
It does, yep. And that one has like lots of extra room out there for a party house. Yeah, really fun. And a big shed to work on your cars or build your woodwork or whatever it is you like to do. We have 1045 19th Ave Northeast. That one is $369,900, 3 beds, 3 baths, 2-car garage. And it looks to me like I am running out of time.
And it looks to me like there's a lot of opportunities out there for people to get into homes that are quite affordable.
There are. And, you know, we've got them in all price ranges. I just talked to you about houses in the $1 million range and the 1.7 with 35 acres, all the way down to a cute little bungalow for $300,000. And I talked about 3 or 4 townhomes less than $300,000. So whatever it is you're looking for, I promise you, we will find it for you. So feel free to call me anytime on my cell phone, 507-259-4926.
Or take the drive out to Faribault later on.
Yes, come see me. I'll have lemonade.
All right, Robin, thank you. And we'll chat again next week.
Perfect.
Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results at News Talk 1340 KROC AM at 96.